Welcome back to my channel. It is Amanda. Today I'm here with my Pan in Every palette, which turned into a Pan That palette project finale. So at the beginning of the year, I chose a little 5-pan eyeshadow palette that I wanted to see if I could hit Pan in Every palette. And as I used the palette, it became obvious that it would be feasible for me to finish a portion of this palette. And I'm here with my results, so let's get into it. So the palette I chose is the Catrice 5 in a Box mini eyeshadow palette, and I have the color Soft Rose Look. I will have to insert an original picture of it because it doesn't look like that anymore. I knew very quickly that I would not finish at least one of the shades, but I said if I can finish 3 of the 5 shades, I will consider this palette pan based on how I use the remaining 2 shades. I don't use those enough to probably pan them. So that is what happened. I was able to finish 3 of the 5 shades. I'm almost done with this one. I might suck it up and try to deal with finishing this one just to say that I finished 4 of them, but I also know that I'm probably not going to do that. But I was able to finish these 3 middle shades, almost this 4th one. This first shade right here is a very pretty shade, but it's the type of shade that I don't really ever wear all over my lid. And I just knew that I wasn't going to use it enough. Actually, that would probably be a beautiful highlight. Why did I just think of that? I think I forgot to put highlight on today. I've been forgetting to put highlight on, which is weird. I mean, I'm still not gonna like finish this as a highlighter, but it's pretty as one. Oh. Anyway, I knew that this type of eyeshadow color is not for me. It's a beautiful highlighter though. It's a beautiful highlight though. I'm not gonna save it to use as a highlighter. I will never do that. I have 1,000 highlighters that I'm also trying to get use out of. I'm fine with letting this shade go. These don't have names, so hopefully I have like a picture of the original palette so you can see what I used up. They're finally harvesting the cornfield across the street from me. It's the middle of December. I don't know what we're doing, but I don't know. So that's what, if you can hear a lot of extra tractor noise, it's just the farmers doing the Lord's work for us, you know? We need food. I love tractors. Is that weird? It's not weird. I love tractors. Anywho, so I was able to finish these 3. This shade, which you can't see, well, you can see like a little bit of it's a really pretty taupey brown. That shade was beautiful. I quite liked this palette. This was a very easy to use. I don't want to think about what I'm putting on my eyes today. You know, sometimes when you're using, especially when I'm using more color, I'm like, okay, I have to think about how this is all going to look. This was you're going to use these 3 shades. It's going to look like this and it's going to be fine. Or 4 shades if you want to go smokier. This was like a go-to, easy to use, no thought required palette, which we all need sometimes. You know, I love color and I love playing with different colors, but it does take a little more time to think about. I quite liked the formula of this. I thought that the mattes were a little bit softer, but they weren't powdery. They were very blendable. They were buildable. And then the shimmer shade that I used, I thought looked very nice. Easily swiped on my eyes with my fingers, or I did also use it on a brush and foil it. But either way, it applied really smoothly. It didn't crumble throughout the day. The formula of this entire palette was really nice. I really liked it. When I was done using it, I said, I'm kind of gonna miss this palette. I'm not gonna repurchase it because I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes and that's just insane. But I liked this palette and I did not regret choosing this palette to use as like a go-to palette to try to pan. And I was so excited that I was able to complete what I did in this. I thought that was a huge accomplishment for me, and I know it's only 3 shades, but it's 3 less shades that I have in my collection of hundreds. probably thousands of individual eyeshadow shades if we're gonna break down every shade in a palette. Let's not do that. Anyway, I'm really proud of myself. I am going to choose another palette to kind of do something similar with. I think starting, it's a mental thing of starting with saying I just want to hit pan in these shades is a good starting point, and it doesn't seem quite as daunting. I need to get over that because, you know, finishing an entire palette is such a rush, even though I know I technically didn't finish it, but I said long ago, if I finish these 3 and get a good amount finished on this dark brown, I will consider this palette panned, because I know I wasn't going to use this shade every day or all over my lid. So what a rush, man. What a rush. I've never finished, I don't think I've ever finished an entire eyeshadow palette. So I am already thinking about what palette I want to choose for next year to try to do something similar. I might try like a slightly larger palette that I can use as, you know, as a companion palette. I'm not really sure. I'm thinking about it. I have some ideas. If you guys have ever panned a palette, how did it go? I mean, there's nothing more satisfying. There's nothing more satisfying than finishing an eyeshadow palette. That's like, I deserve a reward. Maybe an eyeshadow palette. Just kidding. Just kidding. I would love to know your thoughts. Have you guys used the Catrice 5 in a Box eyeshadows? Or what is your favorite type of eyeshadow? I would love to know what your favorite type of eyeshadow is to pan, or your like go-to palette that you use on days when you don't want to think. You know, we all need those non-thinking days sometimes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not already. If this is your first video, welcome. My name is Amanda. And I do a lot of beauty and nail polish content, so I would love for you to hit subscribe and stick around. If this is not your first time and you came back voluntarily to my channel, aren't you the best? Thank you so much. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.